Hello there, my friend. I am back. Happy New Year and welcome to a brand new training series, Flex Awaken. Nice and dramatic for you. I'm armed with my Britney mic, which means one thing. I'm gonna be going through this training with you. This is perfect if you are new to training and really need the guidance and form tips along the way whilst you're working out, or indeed you just want to clarify your movement quality, get all the tips that I'm gonna be dropping in there throughout the training, or just frankly feel like you're working out with a friend with all my bad dad jokes along the way. All you're gonna need to get the most out of these full body workouts is ideally 2 to 3 pairs of dumbbells. It's nice to have something heavier, something medium, and something nice and light there, but simply do your best with what you've got, and over time we will adapt and overcome together. Also some water and a nice, comfortable place to train, and that'll be all. We're gonna crack on in, you're gonna have lots of information on your screen, but also, I'm afraid to say, me chatting to you alongside, and I'll talk everything through with you. As we get to it, we're gonna live in the now. So, let's get cracking into our warm-up. Hey, you know, this is gonna be weird. I'm used to just training in silence with my tunes and intrusive thoughts. First, we're gonna be doing our warm-up, We're gonna be doing this for 45 seconds a piece. The buzzer's gonna be coming in here, and I'm gonna talk you through what we're doing. So we're in this tall kneeling position, bum nice and squeezed, fists making thumbs here, and I'm gonna drive those thumbs to the sky. Then when I run out of space, bring them to the side of the body and start twisting them in their sockets as I'm pulling my arms behind me as far as I can just about comfortably go. Get towards the pockets there and then reverse the motion, pressing the hands behind you, begin that rotation back around, swooping back to the front of the body. And again here, we're just gonna work a little bit harder on this one, really pressing through that resistance. Most of us are probably gonna be pretty stiff in those shoulders. Oh yeah, rotating on around, really nice.
Seconds.
Ding, 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 ding. Good. Just 2 reps there, but who's counting? Us. Coming into scap, push up to down dog. So we're gonna keep this fairly friendly, first of all, to prepare the shoulder blades and the overhead shoulder position a little bit more. So I'm just gonna ask you to do this in an all fours position, okay? So the knees are on the floor there, arms are locked. I'm gonna squeeze my shoulder blades together, pull them apart, and then I'm gonna come to my toes and pike my bum to the sky with my head through my hands in this down dog yoga-like position. Really nice stretch there, then come on down, rinse, repeat in this nice complex. For the shoulders.
Halfway there.
Should be keeping your arms straight throughout the movement, no elbow bending.
Ten seconds.
Last one here.
Rest.
Okay. Next up is going to be the lizard lunge and rotation. Such a classic. If you just had to do one move, this would be one of them. So we're going to be in a similar base position. I'm going to be jumping up now into a high plank push-up position. Bring one foot to the outside of that hand, reach the elbow as far as you can towards the floor, and opening around, big rotation through the upper spine as well. Then step back, alternate, hit the other side. Lovely. If anyone's wondering how I'm doing such spry moves
Halfway there.
in my executive trousers, I do have to give credit to Lululemon. Please sponsor me, FYI. These are very
10
impressive.
seconds.
Jolly good. I'm gonna cut it there.
Rest.
Next up, we're gonna be doing a Kang Squat. Now that is basically a deadlift hinge down into our squat, then back to the deadlift hinge, standing. Really great way of just exploring the awareness in our hips. Tough position though. So feet are in my squat stance, hands on the back of the head. I'm gonna drive my bum back, letting the knees bend a little bit until my chest faces the floor. Then I'm gonna sit the bum down and look forward. Oh yeah. Drive the bum back until I'm in that halfway position and stand tall. Good. Rinse, repeat. If you feel especially tight coming into this squat and you're a bit all over the place, totally normal, okay? We're gonna be exploring improving that squat base position today because it's such a great utilitarian sort of opener for the lower body, hips, knees, and ankles. We'll all be challenged there for most of us in the Western world especially. So do not worry. The fact you're here and hearing my Great instruction. Tells me you are ready to make progress. Next up, glute bridge, the humble glute bridge. We're gonna be using the glute bridge as a base for our first exercise. So I just want you to practice getting into this position. Driving through the heels, keeping the rib cage tucked. We're not flaring it and extending the lower back, and driving through the heels, squeezing the bum, and coming on down. We're gonna be holding this position when we do some bench press shortly with the dumbbells. But right now we're just doing reps, getting comfortable, getting into that position. Upper back, pressing into the ground, bum squeezed, like I said, rib cage down, not flared.
10 seconds.
Cool, I'm gonna cut it there. Give us a second here to get our first pair of dumbbells. Now I'm gonna be grabbing something medium. Okay, I'm getting my medium pair. Feel free to grab whatever you feel confident doing, because we get 3 sets at this next bit of work. All right.
Rest.
This is gonna be every 2 minutes, we're gonna perform a set, okay, of our glute bridge bench press, all right? I want it to be a tough set. We could be anywhere from 8 through to 15 reps. That's the great thing about these 2-minute windows.
Let's go.
So I'm gonna sit on down, bring the dumbbells into this position, sort of 45 degrees to the body, get that bridge going, and then press them to the top. Notice my dumbbells, if you are looking, are angling slightly away. All right, I'm not going directly out to the side in like a T shape. I like to have them where the elbows are coming down diagonally. It's gonna be much better for your shoulders. You can end up stronger. And like I said, not risking annoying that sensitive shoulder joint. I'm coming down nice and slowly here, pressing up confidently, athletically, getting the most out of this stretch at the bottom until the elbows touch the floor. Nice. Again, I'm probably not going to find a set that's really tough unless I keep on going with this one. It tells me I want to get something a little heavier next time so that things start to get tough for me as I'm approaching that 10 rep mark. You can be using this as a chance just to really dial in your form. And I'm going to cut things there. Okay. Now with the rest of this time, we're going to be resting. However, I'd like us to use it to practice a bit more mobility. 45 seconds till our next set. So what I want us to do is just find your best bottom squat position, where you can try and keep your heels down. If you find that you can't, your ankles are really tight and you're kind of here, maybe you could hold on to something close by, a bit of furniture, just to find this bottom position. Like I said, very accessible, a great way of opening up the ankles, exposing the knee to a deeper bend, and indeed this deep flexed hip position. All of this will more than likely be really tight for most of us unless you practice this a lot. So it's why I just want to sneak this in here after we've done our working sets to just build a bit more time. It's going to carry over really nicely to the rest of your exercises. 10 seconds till that next set. So grab something heavier if you need to. I'm going to do the same weight because I've been dilly-dallying talking to you. I knew this would happen. All right, and I'm going to count through my reps here just to get an idea. Still giving that 2 to 3 seconds stretch on the way down and pressing up confidently there. Really puff your chest up here and pull your shoulders back. That's going to pre-stretch those chest muscles, which are primarily targets here, and allow us to get the most out of our adaptations here. Stretching our muscles underweight. That is all training is in some shape or other. Really nice. Super cool. Right, be a bit more organized this time, Jasper. Now this is going to be a protocol that comes up a lot for us, which is that every 2-minute block. It gives us a chance to work as hard as you feel comfortable doing, because we've got all this extra time to rest, or indeed hang out back in our squat position. So I'm going to do a little bit of what's known as prying here, where I'm going to drive my elbows into my knees, actively pull my knees apart, feeling all those tissues in the groin, the adductors, getting nice and stretched. You can kind of freestyle here. pull them in, drive them out, rock around, feel those ankles. Okay. Lovely. If you're just absolutely on fire or this feels really uncomfortable, that is to be expected. That's how I experienced it back when I first started doing this work. It's just practice.
10 seconds.
10 seconds till that next block of work. I'm gonna get organized quickly and get my big boys out. Oh, goodness me. All right, we're into that next set. The last one here. Let's work as hard as we can. Big bridge, puffed up chest, big press. Oh, Billy. Tough one for me here at number 10. Oh yeah, I'm gonna park that there. Oh. Like I said, these every 2-minute windows will become a staple for us during this Flex Awaken series. And it allows us there to grab something heavier, work for less time, but at more weight perhaps. Or if you have something lighter, you can do longer sets. Plenty of ways to challenge yourself. Cool. I'm gonna pop myself back down to that squat. Ah, lovely. So in 45 seconds at the end of this window, it will be straight into our next block of work. Looking at the list here, we have got some now goblet squatting, so we're gonna be loading this position, which is why I've had you sort of exploring it, getting more comfortable, more supple. 3-position goblet squat there, so we're gonna be pausing sort of in the top middle, in the middle, and then right at the bottom for 1 second each before driving to the top. All right? These windows are gonna be 45 seconds of work with a 30-second rest. Cool, quite a nice transition there. And we're gonna be doing that with some rows that I'll talk about closer to the time as well. Again, grab something light to moderate here so you can practice.
Let's go.
So feet where they just were, in this goblet stance. Slow to there, then the middle, then the bottom, drive tool. There, middle, bottom, drive tool. Notice if you aren't already driving those knees out, create the space for the hips
Halfway there.
to move.
Seconds.
I'm gonna start that next one here. Might overrun. Perfect. Well done, gang. 30 seconds. I'm gonna use one of my dumbbells, because it stands up so nicely, as a hand support for this single arm row that I'm about to do. You could use your leg. You could use a bit of furniture, whatever allows you to really brace the body, drive the hips back, chest up, so that we can focus on that rowing side. Oh, I know I was gonna get out of breath talking and training at the same time. So,
Round 2.
I am going to drive my shoulder blade into my back pocket and pull the elbow up. Rather than just taking it from A to B, really think about the muscles we're trying to train in the back. Get a nice stretch of that muscle towards the floor, maybe even touching the dumbbell on the floor. Drive and squeeze back. Nice long stretch. Sweep back
Halfway there.
and squeeze at the top as the dumbbell approaches the hip. Really nice. Really getting the most out of every rep there.
10 seconds. Rest.
Lovely. I'm gonna hit the other side. So just to recap there, I'm thinking of pulling my shoulder blade back, but also slightly down in a sequence as I then drive the elbow back. It's a really great way of recruiting those muscles and allowing you to really feel the contraction. That might seem a bit abstract right now, but over time it'll really make sense. Rather than just, I'm gonna pull this dumbbell up here. Can end up getting a bit trappy All right, same again. You'll notice more often than not, we will be really focusing on a slow lowering phase of any exercise. That is the eccentric portion where you're stretching your muscle tissues under this load. That is where you foster most of the adaptations that we are seeking. Creating those little tears in the muscle. You go away, you eat your protein, you have a good sleep, and they come back a tiny bit bigger and stronger. That's all it is. So it's in our interest to get the most out of that phase. Lovely. Cool. We have got one more round of that business. So this gives us a chance there to change our weights if we need to get the most out of it, or indeed continue to dial in the form of those 3-position goblet squats. Again, really love this. At the start of a squatting cycle, you're going to be so much more stable in your core and in your trunk from having to brace those different positions. Not to mention just your awareness around your squatting position. Being able to stop here and here and here. Not to mention slightly enhancing the potential strength and muscle building effects by pausing in challenging areas. It's a really nice way that you can make your home workouts harder when perhaps you don't have access to lots of heavy weights.
Halfway there.
Adding in these lovely pauses, potentially.
Seconds.
Wondering what sort of music we should put to this. Obviously you'll know because it will be playing in the background.
Rest.
You know, my uncle is getting into strength training. Fantastic, I thought. Guess who has the best workout video YouTube channel on the internet? And he said it was too hectic for him, too much loud music and air guitar. Which is a fair criticism. So I thought maybe let's make something a bit more chill. So maybe there's some lounge music playing. Maybe that's what I settled on. Something that, I don't know, you're just hanging out, we're lifting some weights. Life's good. Single arm rows.
Halfway there.
Classics. So many ways you can be doing these. Maybe yours are doing set up a little different than mine here. Like I said, your leg position, what your hand is holding on to. But mainly,
10 seconds.
we're all doing a similar function.
Rest.
And if you happen to be new to training, this is a staple, absolutely. But you might find over time you actually end up rounding your back. 2 cues I'm always thinking about: pushing my hips back and opening my chest forward. Tends to flatten out the back really nicely so you can take care of business. Bum back, hips back, always pushing the hips back just stops us ending up in this position. Okay, last one, gang. Time flies when you're having fun and talking to yourself.
Halfway there. Ten seconds.
That'll do it.
Rest.
Okay, we have a pretty generous rest window now before we dig into our next block of accessories. So we got another exercise pairing. I'm gonna be doing some Arnold presses, single arm pressing, primarily for the shoulders, and a Romanian deadlift. The hamstrings and glutes, really nice, classic. Got a little AMRAP at the end, some isolation work for the arms and the shoulders.
Rest.
Yeah, lovely. 30 more seconds here. La agua, s'il vous plaît. Oh, lovely. All right. You're gonna want something probably light to moderate if you've never done Arnold's before. I'm feeling bold and bustling today. So I'm gonna come on in here with the 20 keys. Half kneeling base, really strong. Opposite leg that is up is gonna be the arm that's working. So, my palm is facing me. In this position, I'm gonna turn out and press simultaneously. Controlling back to this front deep stretch position, rotating, pressing. And yes, named after none other than Arnold Schwarzenegger, who popularized this move,
Halfway there.
which we really like for achieving a bigger stretch in the front deltoid of the shoulder here by way of this position. I really like it. It's a nice variation. Single arm as well. Should be a bit more comfortable, allows you to really focus on that side. Ooh.
Rest.
Cool, that felt great. Just a reminder, because we kind of rushed into it. Again, I knew this might happen. Bum squeezed, abs tight. Like someone's going to punch you here. That's bracing your core. Squeezing the bum tends to stabilize your positions, your bases in most stuff that we do. So we're going to swap these around. Ready. Oh, yes. Ready for the other side. Hello from the other side. Yes.
Round 2.
Oh.
Halfway there. Ten seconds.
Oh yeah. Uno más. Yeah.
Rest.
Lovely. Now coming into a Romanian deadlift. I'm gonna use the same two dumbbells there. You might find that a pretty good selection also. So we're gonna start from the top on this one. Dumbbells stay close to the body. Soft knee, braced here like we did before. Driving the hips back. Feeling that big stretch here. We're gonna stop around the mid shin for a little pause and then drive tool. All right, so just make sure you're keeping your armpits kind of quite taut so we don't round in the back. All right, so dumbbells close to the legs, letting that knee bend ever so slightly. Stop when you feel that big stretch in the hamstrings, little pause, drive tool. That's a Romanian deadlift. It is an absolute staple, a must do more than likely. It tends to be much more accessible than regular deadlifting, where you have to take like a bar from the floor, which can be problematic for a lot of people, or you feel discomfort in the back.
Halfway there.
Romanian deadlifts are really just great. All the benefits. Without the faff.
10 seconds. Rest.
And just like that, we are done. Ready for our next set. How are you doing? I hope you're doing great. I hope you're doing great. Hope this finds you at the start of a positive change. I personally love New Year's resolutions. I think the reason people go wrong is because they try and change too much too quickly. I mean, that is why people go wrong. But for thousands of people around the world, it's the start of actually a really positive, lasting change if approached correctly. I'm honored that you're here and that I get to be a part of yours. What an amazing privilege. It sounds sarcastic, it's not. Physical training is transformative beyond the skin deep stuff that, you know, we all like. It's good to feel sexy in your skin when you get naked or whatever, in the clothes that you wear, but it's showing up and doing something challenging each day or every other day, whatever, that really
10 seconds.
shows you how strong you are, how good you can feel. Oh yes. Delicious. Yes, fantastic. Just a reminder, these will be full body workouts. Great to stimulate all your joints and muscles generally at least two times a week, depending on how your recovery is, how hard those sessions are, as opposed to doing like an arm day, a chest day.
Round 5.
Unless you're on lots of drugs, you're going to find far better results, depending on how many times you train, doing full body sessions or maybe upper lower full body, still getting those two stimulating each muscle, twice a week there. If you train 4 times a week, maybe you can go upper lower, sure.
Halfway there.
But not knowing how often I'm going to find you, this series will be full body, so you're never far away from covering and stimulating all your muscles,
10 seconds.
getting lots of movement through the joints, lots of blood flow, keeping things feeling good. Yo, yes.
Rest.
Now, the muscles involved in the Romanian deadlift, hamstrings, glutes, things like that, very strong. So if you want to grab something heavier, I would do that now. I'm going to stick at these. Secret time. I did a workout in the gym earlier today in between clients, and I did Romanian deadlifts. So I'm going to stick to this moderate weight for now.
Let's roll.
Okay, keeping them close to the legs. Remember to hit that pause in that big stretch. Yes.
Halfway there. Ten seconds.
Yeah.
Rest.
Fantastic. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, that is the bulk of things. Still got some real spice to come, don't you worry. Whew. And for the record, I just did that weird yak noise to see if my microphone was on, because I tell you, there's been some emotional experiences here where memory cards have broken, batteries have expired, all in the middle of hard training. Right.
Rest.
30 seconds until this AMRAP. This is going to happen in a SEIZA sit. This is called SEIZA pump. This is great. Great for lower body mobility. Stretching out this foot, this ankle, getting a deep bend in the knee. This might be really uncomfortable. What I want you to do when we're doing our curls and our lateral raises here, try to hang out here as long as you can. If it gets too uncomfortable, you could curl your toes. If that's no good, come tall kneeling like we did in the warm-up. All right? So we got a 6-minute window coming up here
Let's go.
to work as many rounds as we can. We are off now to the races. First one is this curl, externally rotated curl, palms facing out. Big squeeze up, fully stretch down. Dumbbells may touch the floor if you have orangutan arms like me. How many reps am I gonna do? 10 to 15. You get to choose depending on how challenging you're finding this weight. To try and keep track, or just stop when the quality starts to go downhill. All right, where am I at? About 7, 8. I am gonna grab something lighter for the next exercise, the lateral raise. I could probably do it with these, but it would get pretty ugly pretty quickly. Yeah, that'll do it. I'm gonna grab my 5s here for a lateral raise, also 10 to 15. Slight bend in the elbows, raising the dumbbells up to the side, okay? Controlling them down, targeting that side shoulder. I mean, these are just great. This is great stuff here. Gives that shoulder just that, why do we like sexy ass toned shoulders? I don't know. There must be something in our evolution, but this is a one-way ticket to get those. I wish we were different. I wish we weren't so superficial, but such is life. Such is life. Let's get them sexy shoulders. Mine are really starting to sizzle here. I've maybe got a couple more reps. Yep. And again, yowza. Third and finally, close grip dumbbell push-up, as many reps as you can do, which, judging by how I feel, won't be many. Obviously, guys, you can do these on your knees, because this is hard, especially after all the work we've done. So you could do on the knees like this. I'm gonna try and go for the full shebang for 1 rep or more. No, belly. I'm gonna take sort of 30 seconds here. Let the fire subside. Coming up, what are we on there? 3.5 minutes. You can keep working if you feel like you really want this extra challenge. I'm just gonna let it rest just for a second here, like I said. Whew. Before we come into the next round. So these AMRAPs will also be a staple. Again, gives you the freedom to work or rest whenever you need to. And we're just trying to accumulate as much of this work as you can. Just coming up next is the stretch. So just 3 minutes left of work here today. Excuse me. All right, let's rock and roll. I reckon I can get out another round. Thank you very much, Thor. I'm going to fully stretch that arm at the bottom. No half reps here, my friends. Get the most out of those reps. As your muscle approaches that fully stretched position at the bottom, in this case the bicep, it's most fertile for growth. Don't worry, you're not going to end up like Arnold Schwarzenegger. That is very hard to do. So don't be afraid to train hard. Otherwise you're going to waste your time thinking you're going to get too big. That does not happen. Me and my friends have been trying for years. It didn't happen. Oh man. That's me right there. Toasted. All right. Again, if your ankles, your feet are really dying, or your knees, you can modify these positions. This is just a great way of marrying up some flexibility, like I said, with this pump. Oh, yes. Oh, that really stings. Oh man, 7. Keep going. 8. 10. 11. I'm just go 12. Yee! Oh. Okay, 90 seconds to go. Oh, that's that awkward amount of time where technically I could probably start my next round, but I'm feeling lazy. Don't do it. Yes, let's go. Okay, push-ups, guys. As many as you can do from your chosen position. Ouch. Ouchie.
1 minute.
1 minute indeed. Oh, Billy. Well, lovely. This has been so fun. I've actually enjoyed the talking. And I know you have too, don't lie. YouTube titles of workouts nowadays, no talking. I see it in the comments. Oh, thank God, finally find a workout with no talking. I get it, I understand. Sometimes talking's good. Oh, my arms are so dead. Yep. Gandalf.
10 seconds.
No, I'm just smoked, absolutely smoked.
Rest.
Right, 15 seconds before we're stretching. Oh, well done. Well done if you stuck it out to the bitter end there. Very nice. First stretch, 90-90. So, rotate your legs so they're in this 2 right angles. Turn your chest over the front thigh, and then we're just gonna drive the bum back and sink down. Now this is gonna be passive. We're not doing reps here. Explore it. Move around the different parts of the leg. find those stretched positions. We're going to be here for a nice 50 seconds. 10-second transition window should give us enough time to get to our next
Halfway there.
next base. I thoroughly hope you enjoyed this session. All right.
10 seconds.
If you feel absolutely destroyed or you had to stop so many times, that is normal. You know, I threw up on my first ever gym induction.
Rest.
I threw up. Good, we're changing sides, we're changing sides. Nothing is ever perfect. We just try and show up.
Round 2.
Show up and get a little better each day, you know. And I hope you've enjoyed this enough to want to come back. And dare I be so bold? I don't know if the kids are still saying it these days, but smash the like button, you know, hit subscribe. I've been doing this for just over a year now.
Halfway there.
Super proud of the groovy ass group of people that show up here every day and train and let me know how they're doing. That is awesome. That is so cool. So I'm super chuffed by that.
10 seconds.
And obviously, candidly, if we can get some more. Oh yeah,
Rest.
good. We're gonna come into the puppy dog to open up some range and stretch out those lats and the shoulders. So I'm reaching my palms forward.
Round
The
3.
bum is nice and high in the air, and I'm dropping my chin to the floor. All right, if that doesn't quite work, you can always walk the hands back or even forward. But we want to be finding a stretch in those shoulders and the lats. And I'm just going to rest my head. You can press down a little bit actively if you want with the palms. Experiment with that to deepen the stretch. Just go with what feels good.
Halfway there.
But I'm feeling that this is the year, gang. We're going to bring proper and effective structured strength training to the forefront of YouTube.
10
No
seconds.
more of this. I don't like being negative, but there's a lot of nonsense.
Rest.
I only say that because ultimately you're wasting people's time with your nonsense workouts from people who don't know what they're doing. But that's neither here nor there. We're not going to be negative, so we're going to do shoulder extension instead, where we walk our hands behind us until we feel a stretch, maybe through the top of the chest, front of the shoulder, even into the bicep, but no pain. Anytime you feel sharp pain doing anything, stay away from that. Stay away from that indeed. That feels pretty good for me here today. Shoulder extension, where the arm is behind us, will always be pretty tight for most of us because we spend no time there. But really important for things like push-ups, dips, presses, and indeed just a healthy set of shoulders. Last stretch position here, 20 more seconds to go. Yes. Cool. Yeah, what a time to be alive. I hope it's going to be a great year
10
for you.
seconds.
I'd love to hear how your workout was today, who you are, what's going on, what you want to achieve this year. That'd be really cool to hear about.
Rest.
Because we are done. That was super fun. I hope you enjoyed it too. Like I said, it's going to be bags more of these beautiful full body workouts to help you get stronger, more mobile, flexible, build some muscle tissue, all the things you really do need for a long and healthy life. Me and my Brittany mic are out.